and we were like FaceTiming one day, and he was like probably within like 3 to 5 minutes of us like being on the phone, he's like, do you have like a Siri? And I was like, oh yeah, I do. And he's like, Siri, turn off. And like it turned off like from listening. But he worked in like a government agency, and it was like he wasn't telling me anything like proprietary or anything like secretive, but it was like that was when I like kind of like woke up. I was like, oh, like should I turn that off when I don't want it? And he was like, yeah, you should. And you should cover your cameras when you're changing and things like that. And I was like, okay. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
he's absolutely right.
So this
was like 3 years ago.
So when he said Siri turn off, did Siri say something?
It turns like red, and then it just like kind of dims out. But
Okay.
that keeps Siri from like listening when you don't want it to. And you know something?
That dude was like a spy himself.
Yeah.
Or maybe it just activated. You just like turn off, and it's
no,
like
like I think it turns it off from listening to you when you don't want it to. But I'm sure I would bet money that in the product like legal documents, whatever they call that, I'm forgetting right now.
TNCs, terms and conditions.
Yeah, terms and conditions. I bet you anything that it says somewhere in there that you're giving up your right to privacy somehow, and that's a huge issue.
Yeah.
I think that's where the check should come into place. We as consumers are essentially signing millions of contracts every year, and we don't even know it. Every time you sign up for a new app, or every time you log into Instagram and they've changed their terms and conditions, like you're signing a new agreement. I had a friend who created this like online law company. His name's Simon, and I'm forgetting the name of the company, but he sold it. And essentially what it does is it's like I think it's like a Chrome add-on or something, and it kind of like scopes out the legal terms for the site that you're using. But I think things like that, making that more accessible and more known to the average consumer is huge, because otherwise we're putting ourselves in potential like legal situations not even knowing it.
If people don't care about sacrificing their convenience for their privacy, right? Then that's not even going to happen.
Yeah,
they're just going to, because who cares, right? I don't think a large enough percentage of the population is going to care, and they know that. Who's going to want to read all that language? The boring, long, and you keep scrolling down, and keep reading it, and half the time you don't even understand. And if we've been conditioned to the point to have this immediate gratification, so that we cannot sit down and read a freaking document for 2 minutes, and it'll probably take a lot longer to read it. But who's going to try to decipher all of that stuff, that legal jargon, right? I mean, at this point, you're going to have to hire your own attorney just to break it down before you hit accept, if you're going to do that.